So guess what? Beto O'Rourke has announced he's running for president. And I was hoping the guy who couldn't beat Ted Cruz would throw his hat into the ring. I was really hoping that would happen. So I was afraid. I don't know if you saw, he gave a speech in Iowa. Was it last night or the night before? He gave a speech, and I was afraid it was going to be heavy on platitudes and low on, and light on policies. Well, let's just listen, shall we? Here we go. Ready?
These challenges, I'm absolutely convinced, will bring out the absolute best in every single one of us. And we have something that almost no other country in the world has. We have the single greatest mechanism to call forth the genius of our fellow human beings. This democracy, more than 320 million people strong, can bring the ingenuity, the creativity, the resolve of an entire country. And each one of these challenges can and will be met. But the foundational challenge to get all of this done is to fix our democracy. Only when it works, and only when each one of us can work within it, will we be able to meet these threats. And so this setting right now, the very first event of our campaign for president, is an example not only of the way that I wish to campaign across this country for every single American, and I could care less your party persuasion, your religion, anything other than the fact that right now we are all Americans and we are all human beings, and we do everything within our power for one another, for this great country, and for every generation that follows.
Boy, he's hand gesturing his ass. He's trying to lose weight, I think. That's why he's doing all that.
He's burning those calories.
Somebody told him that Bernie uses his hands a lot, so he decided to do it too. So this is what Bernie would look like if Bernie didn't give a shit about what he was saying.
Wait up. I want some more lemons. That's what. Wait up, more lemons. That's what Bernie Sanders does. That was fantastic.
What, Jimmy, you didn't find that inspiring at all?
Oh my God, I want to do everything I can for everyone to participate in democracy.
I learned a lot. I wish I would have been taking notes. A lot of information in that.
We have something that no one else in the world has, Ron. We have democracy. There's no other country in the world that has democracy? What the hell is he talking? I guess that just shows you Americans don't travel. He's not traveling, this guy, Beto. You got to get out of Texas.
I got to say, though, I did appreciate that he didn't care about my persuasion.
He does not care about your persuasion. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you lose to Donald Trump. That's how you lost to Ted Cruz. That's how you lose to Donald Trump. Peter Douche is on it. He says Beto checks all the boxes. He voted to deregulate the banks, loves APEC, supports fracking, voted with the GOP a lot, voted to fast track the TPP, broke the no fossil fuel pledge, broke it.
Because he doesn't care about their persuasion.
Doesn't care. He didn't back Medicare for all, didn't back the fight for 15. Lost to Ted Cruz. He's perfect. So way to go, Peter Douche. I keep forgetting I want to have him on to talk about his book. But this article in The Guardian, by the way, let me show you what it's about. Beto O'Rourke frequently voted for Republican legislators. Okay, this is the exact opposite of what America doesn't need. We don't need another centrist proposing incremental solutions to catastrophic problems. We're living in catastrophic problems. 80% of workers, paycheck to paycheck, live paycheck to paycheck in America. You know the drill. 30 million Americans don't have health care. And the ones who do go bankrupt when they get sick anyway. So there you go. I mean, are you guys going to vote Beto?
I don't know. He's so appealing, Jimmy, on so many levels.
I think the Democratic establishment is realizing that people aren't too hip to Kamala Harris, so they're going to Plan B Beto.
I think this is Plan B. Mm-hmm. But what I really do think is that the donors got together, which they do. They get together. They do get together, believe me. is that the donors got together and decided we need to push this to the second round of balloting so that we can control who is the Democratic nominee. And the way to do that is to flood the field with people like Beto O'Rourke and Kamala Harris and this Buddy Geek guy and whoever. Right, and Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar and Kirsten Gillibrand. I mean, the last time Bernie ran, they completely rigged the primary by having Hillary Clinton run the DNC. So that's not a conspiracy theory. That's what happened. They unbelievably rigged the primary. So me thinking that they're doing this isn't as crazy as what they actually did last time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, we can only hope that they just completely split the centrist vote and then,
really,
Bernie pulls away.
Who's interested in Klobuchar? How is Klobuchar in
Nobody.
this? Who's interested in Gillibrand?
But they don't. But the thing about Klobuchar, Gillibrand, Beto, there's no reason for them to be running. They have no issues they care about.
Exactly.
There's nothing. There's no big idea that they want to cement.
What have
in
they
America.
ever led on?
What again? And what have they ever led on? What big ideas have they ever? This is not what they're. So there's absolutely no reason for these people to be running.
You know what? And I'm going to say there's no reason for Joe Biden to be running. He missed his time.
He missed. Of course he did.
He had to wait because of Hillary.
Sorry, but he already ran many times for President Joe Biden. People don't want him to be president.
Interesting. I just read that he and Stacey Abrams met, and I'm like, oh, really? Those two as a duo? I'm supposed to be excited about them?
Well, I don't know much about Stacey Abrams. All I know is the speech she gave, and it was a snooze fest. It wasn't. She did not rise to the moment. She was a Joe Kennedy. She did not rise to the moment.
She was lukewarm.
I would love for her to have been lukewarm. She was completely platituded out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It was a waste of a moment. They wasted. Again, the Democrats don't know how to oppose Trump. They don't. You know who does? Bernie Sanders and Tulsi Gabbard. Well, they know how to oppose Trump. You know who doesn't? The Democratic National Committee and the rest of the Democrats have no idea how to oppose Trump. You know how you oppose Trump? With specific policies that actually help people's lives. Free college, a living wage, Medicare for all, break up the banks so we can have a functioning financial sector. So we can have a functioning healthcare sector and a functioning financial sector. That's what's got to happen, and that people are ready for it. Steph, you want to say?
I was just thinking that they want to pretend that having Joe Biden, kind of the old guard, and Stacey Abrams, the new guard, to inspire that's a powerhouse duo.
Right? No, it's not. That's.
Well, I was just going to add, I think it's very telling that, Bernie Sanders, he always says stuff like, it's not me, it's us. This is a movement. We got to be in this movement. Beto O'Rourke says stuff like, I was born to do this.
Yes. Beto O'Rourke actually told a story that when he decided to run for Congress, his wife started crying. And she said, are you going to cry all day? She said, I'm going to cry all day. He said, well, but you'll be okay tomorrow? And she said, "Oh, I'm going to cry every day." That he doesn't care. Like this, he even says stuff like, "I'm my wife is raising the kid. I help out." He's never there to raise his kids. This is by his own admission. I'm not making this up. This is what he says. And I read an article this morning about. Imagine if a woman was saying this, the stuff that he says about abandoning his family.
I didn't hear about that, but I mean, he definitely has some narcissistic tendencies.
Dude.
People want to see me get my tooth filled here. Let me go ahead and stream this.
Yeah, he did that, right?
He did that. Yes.
So he won his congressional seat by running to the right of the guy he was running against. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
I read that this morning too. So I never really wanted to know anything about Beto O'Rourke.
Who are the people that decided that Beto O'Rourke was going to be the guy to challenge Trump when he lost to Ted Cruz, who also wasn't able to challenge Trump? Why do I
know.
This guy is...
So he lost to the guy who lost to Trump.
Let's run him.
Let's run him. And people will say, well, it's not fair, Jim, because that was in Texas. And everything. Ted Cruz.
Brother.
Ted Cruz.
He lost to Ted Cruz.
It's like Hillary Clinton. You can't beat Donald, the most beatable candidate in the world. Turns out Hillary Clinton's the most beatable candidate in the world. So there you go. Do you want to hear that empty? I don't want to even play it again, but you heard it. You heard this. I saw. I think someone, Josh Olson, I think on Twitter said it's impressive that he could talk like that for so long without actually saying anything. That's actually impressive.
Oh, absolutely. Like I was asking people, I was like, did you see Beto's announcement? Whether you saw it or not, you know the same amount of information.
Yep. I mean, that is nothing. He is saying nothing.
These challenges, I'm absolutely convinced, will bring out the absolute best in every single one of us. And we have something that almost no other country in the world has.
We have what? What do we have? No health care? Is that what you mean? An oligarchy? The opposite of democracy? What do we have in this country? Lead in our water?
A lot of bombs.
Oh, we have more bombs than anybody? What do we have that no other country has? Let's hear what it is.
We have the single greatest mechanism to call forth the genius of our fellow human beings. This democracy, more than 320 million people strong, can bring the ingenuity.
We have a democracy. How unfortunate for the rest of the world that they don't have. Somebody should go to the UK and tell them they should get democracy. France, Belgium, somebody should tell them they don't. Beto O'Rourke says you guys don't have
the creativity, the resolve of an entire country. And each one of these challenges can and will be met. But the foundational challenge to get all of this done is to fix our democracy. Only when it works, and only when each one of us can work within it.
We got to fix our democracy, and only when... Oh, fix our democracy!
Yeah!
I'm voting. Why? Hey, you know what? I can't afford my medicine. I don't have any prospects for a job, but I want to fix democracy. You know how you fix them? Oh, man. How do you want to fix democracy? You already got rid of your no taking fossil fuel pledges? Fix democracy. The guy's in bed with APEC. The guy's, get out of here. The guy's a pro-fracker, voted to fast-track TPP. You're not going to fix our democracy, Beto, you bullshitter. Oh, let's call him Beto the bullshitter because it has an alliteration.
Beto the bullshitter.
Beto the bullshitter. BBS. Not BBD, but BBS, baby. Beto bullshitter. Okay, there you go. Enjoy, everybody. And if there's anybody excited about Beto O'Rourke's, oh, by the way, Sean King was excited about it. Did you see Sean King?
I did see that tweet, yes.
Here's what Black Lives Matter advocate Sean King had to say. Sean King says, as you know, I am supporting Bernie Sanders, but I'm actually glad Beto is in the race. Some of my best friends are working for his campaign. Some of your best friends?
Some of the people that worked for Beto last time are making videos on why he's not a good candidate now.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Like one of his former staffers, this young guy in college made a video where he's like, yeah, Beto's not a good candidate. He's not a progressive. I worked for him against Ted Cruz. He should not be president.
So I don't know much about Sean King. I know he's had lots of controversies and he's always in the news and he's an advocate for Black Lives Matter and Bernie Sanders. I don't know. That's about all I know about him. I've read a few of his articles that he read I thought were good. So I don't know anything else about him. I never met him, or I don't even think that I ever talked to him. But he's supporting Bernie Sanders, and he wants you to know that Beto's cool. He's a principled leader, a genuinely good person with a big vision. He does not have a big vision. Why would you say he has a big vision? He doesn't have a vision. What big?
He has a big vision for himself. He wants to be president.
He wants to be president.
He was born to do it. He wants to be president. He has a big vision for him.
He doesn't have a big vision. A big vision is like, the moonshot. That's a big vision. A Green New Deal. That's a big vision. So that's what I think. He makes the whole race better for everybody. I think he makes other people look better. So my question is, you're supporting Bernie Sanders. Beto O'Rourke is a fucking joke of a candidate. Come on. Why would you say this? Why do you think he would say this? I'm like, so is he hedging his bets in case they screw Bernie again so he can have a seat at the table in the Beto O'Rourke administration? Is this what he's doing now? He's cool with all the corporate. I don't understand what the fuck this is. This is weird.
I have no idea either. I mean, I was surprised when I saw that, but again, I'm kind of in the same camp as you. I don't know very much about Sean King. I heard him speak once at a Bernie Sanders event, and that's kind of the extent of it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know This is why that's this weird. That's a pointless thing to point out. It's like, again, this has as much gravitas as fucking Beto's speech where he announced he just gave in Iowa. This is just ridiculous. I don't understand why he did this. And by the way, it's not me that's perplexed. People were texting me this saying, "Did you see this?" And I'm like, "What the f?" And they're like, somebody said, "Oh, well, he certainly is an enigma."
Well, the only reason I saw it was because people were retweeting it too out of confusion.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they were like, "Why did he? What?" So, that's the only reason I saw that tweet, like the first time.
So there you go, Beto O'Rourke. At least somebody's happy you're running. We're announcing our live dates for 2019. We're going to Ventura, California, Hermosa Beach, California, Tempe, Arizona, Austin, Texas, Chicago, Portland, all over the country. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for tickets. If you'd like to support the show, please join our Patreon or premium membership. We give you hours of bonus content every week. And remember, if you think you're subscribed, you might not be. Check to make sure you're subscribed and click the bell so you get a notice every time we drop a clip. Thanks for your support.